Alright, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week, we're doing the last bike check I think I have to do. So before we get into today's video, if you are new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure that little bell icon right next to that is checked off. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any awesome cycling content on this channel. So on to the video. We are doing, I believe, the last bike check that I have to do on all of my bikes. And that is my road bike, my Trek 1.2, and this is, I believe, a 2009 or 2010 model. So I bought this bike used in Hawaii, pretty much about the point that I was riding the Superfly, and I was getting, I think I did a 63-mile ride on the Superfly for the, I don't remember what it was. I had like a 63-mile ride on the Superfly, and I wanted to go farther and go a lot easier on the farther distances. So pretty much I bought the good Trek 1.2, and I believe a couple months later I had to do my first century ride on the good old Trek 1.2. So that was, how long ago was that? That was about 7 years ago that I bought this bike. So it's definitely been a long time that I've had this bike in the stable. And really the reason why I haven't done any kind of a bike check on this bike is because nothing's really different than you would find on a basic bike. There's very few modifications, and ultimately I haven't changed very much on it since I've had it. So let's get a little bit more into this. Let's talk about the bike. So it's Trek 1.2, has an aluminum frame, carbon fork on it. Of course, that's kind of the standard for your road bikes there. Do have, of course, your drop bars. This thing does have Shimano Sora on it, which was a 8-speed drivetrain, a 2x8 back when this was made. So that does have, it's a very budget entry-level road bike group set on there. So it's nothing fancy, nothing crazy, really just made to get the job done. Bar tape, I've gone over this before. I have a whole video about how I wrap the bars on this bike. This is the ESI RCT wrap. I love ESI stuff. I have it on pretty much all of my bikes, and I had to have it on the road bike too, and they finally came out with it, and highly recommend this if you're looking for something super comfortable. This is the stuff to go with. Moving on from there, we'll go ahead and move down to the wheels here. So these wheels, obviously, this is the one part of the bike that has been changed. These are a Mavic Crisium Elite wheel. Kind of funny, these wheels, when they were new, was probably about half the price of the bike brand new. So they are a very nice set of wheels. Would I personally have made this change? No, but I bought the bike with the wheels, and ultimately they're amazing wheels. I know they're really good wheels. Would I have made the change from the factory wheels? Unless something went wrong with those wheels, I really wouldn't have made the change. Going with that, tires, Continental Gator skins, of course. They're 700 by 25. That was about the size I wanted. It had 23s on it when I bought it, so they're very narrow. I wanted a little bit wider of a tire, so I went with the 25s. Gator skins just work very well for the type of riding I do, which is mostly just kind of adventure riding. And the places I ride at, there's glass, the side of the road, dirt gravel roads, whatever that might be, you're likely to get a puncture, and the old tires before these did get a puncture, so that's why I went with the Gator skins on here. And ultimately, I really like the Gator skins. I know people say a lot of bad things about them, but I like the Gator skins, especially for their puncture resistance. If that's your sole purpose in having these road bike tires, puncture resistance, Gator skins are the way to go on that. So we'll just kind of move back. Everything else is pretty standard on the bike. We have, of course, our Bontrager Triplex bottle cages here. These are a carbon fiber bottle cage, because why not? So these are carbon fiber on an aluminum bike. So don't hate me on that, why not, you know? Moving on from there up to the saddle, this is a specialized, like a body geometry seat. I actually won this in a mountain bike race. Figure that out, mountain bike, road bike, what? So I won that in a mountain bike race and put it on this bike. And it is a very, very light saddle and made actually a very big difference. The big deal with these seats is that they are measured to your seat bones, therefore allowing you to get the precise fit for your exact seat bones, therefore getting you the best seat. They have multiple sizes based on your seat bones. So, nice seat. Going on from there, ultimately the rest of the bike is pretty much a standard Trek 1.2. I do have Crank Brother egg beaters on here. I run a mountain bike pedal on my road bike. There's nothing wrong with that. So ultimately, there's my road bike. There's really not much to it. It hasn't been changed very much ever since I started my channel. I did a little bike check video when I first started, and I had the road bike and the Superfly in that video, I believe, and nothing has really changed in there. I think the only thing that really changed was the bar wrap. That's about it. So let's get on to why I never really did another review video on this. So with that being said, that nothing has really changed. It's not like the mountain bike world. Realistically, nothing has really changed on a road bike except for more gears, electronic shifting, and disc brakes. That's about it. Mountain bike change went to, from a 3x10 to back to a 1x with a 12-speed down to a wide range cassette with a 9-speed to now electronic shifting, Mountain biking has changed quite a bit versus road cycling. Really only has those 3 big changes and then geometry and frames, but that's between both of them. With those changes, there's nothing in those I really felt like I need to upgrade my road bike, or I'd benefit from the road bike being upgraded with it. So that's really why nothing's changed. This bike works as it is, and it works to get me around and get me cardio training in between riding mountain bikes. So that's the deal with this. This bike isn't really going to go anywhere. The only time this bike would go somewhere is if I was to replace it with a full carbon bike. That's the only time this bike's going to go somewhere. Other than that, this is a budget road bike. There's nothing wrong with a budget road bike. If you're looking to get into it, you know, a bike like this, you know, back then was probably maybe $600 to $800 or so. So it's really not a big deal. The big thing I can say with road bikes is if you're trying to ride it and you're not comfortable, I highly recommend going and getting a professional fit done on your road bike. It makes a huge difference having someone be able to take the measurements and view you from outside point of view to help you get the bike as comfortable as you can be. I have gotten a professional fit on this bike because I had that problem where it just was not being comfortable at a certain point and my hands kept going numb and all sorts of things were going on. And I actually got a professional fit and we did a whole bunch of adjustments to the bike and everything has been great ever since then. So there's my video about my road bike so you guys can see what is going on with the road bike and that I really do have just some basic bikes hanging around. A lot of you guys have seen the Superfly, and the Superfly gets all the fancy upgrades. The road bike is basic, and so are some other bikes. They're just basic. So this just shows you you don't have to dump a bunch of money into your bike. You can get a bike that's 10 years old, especially road bikes. They're, like I said, they haven't really changed much in the past 10 years. You can buy a road bike 10 years old for a fairly inexpensive price, and you can continue to ride it with no problem at all, with very little improvements, very little upgrades, other than just normal maintenance. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Love chatting with you guys. Love answering any questions you guys have. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching today.